Do you want your Ukrainian girlfriend to treat you like a king? Do you want to know the secret formula for your relationship when she is attentive, caring, affectionate, passionate, and everything works? Do you want to get 24/7 attention from your Ukrainian girlfriend? Then watch this video and even better subscribe to my channel because I'm sharing important, valuable information about building relationship with Slavic women, about making your love story absolutely great. And I'm Natalia Koval. I'm an international matchmaker with 23 years of business experience and hundreds of successful couples and children born there. So let's see a couple of love stories and I will explain how other guys did it, and maybe you can use some of these tips for yourself too. Story number 1, John and Anna. I matched these people because they were so much alike. But interesting fact about their love story is John came to meet other ladies. He liked specific photographs. He had his type, and I knew his type. And he was very picky about photographs. We discussed how much picky he was. So he had only 3 dates because he was very picky and he picked those girls himself. And it completely failed because women were not interested, they were not reciprocated, the chemistry didn't work. That was the case. So I took the lead and I picked the right woman because she was his type, she was his personality type, and she was also attracted to that type of physique he had. So the first date did it all because they got attracted to each other, and this is the main component in successful relationship. When you are attracted to your girlfriend and she is attracted to you and there is something going on, you feel it. So then he kept seeing her within his trip and they agreed that he comes back again, so he made several trips. But those several trips were not so easy. Once he came just for 3 days and they kept missing each other. And Anna had some things to do. She was taking care of her parents, and instead of being on time, she was always late. Instead of coming to the place where they agreed, he couldn't find it. So it was very tough. But secret number 2, John was very patient. Why? Because he knew it was his woman. He felt the right connection and he didn't panic, and he took it as just flow of life. Definitely, after their romantic trip, they got engaged. They were not in a hurry. He kept coming, he kept meeting her and traveling together, and they learned more about each other. And took them about 2.5 years to build the right relationship. So they were really strongly connected when the time came for the visa. But they always have some stories about every step they make. So when she arrives to America, she hates the smells, she doesn't like the apartment that he was renting, where they lived, and she wasn't feeling herself good because it was different environment, she didn't have friends. But understanding how strong of a bonding there was, feeling care that John was giving her, understanding that he's reliable and he is really, really caring guy, it helped her. It helped her to rely on him and move forward with her adaptation and finally adapt. And now they are a happy, strong family and everything works. So the summary about John, what you can learn is basically be patient. When you feel it's your woman, life happens. You know, things can be different, and do not let small, minor misunderstandings ruin your love story. Second, be proactive and be with your woman, be with her, support her as much as you can, because when it time comes for relocation, she will remember it and it will serve you very well for building your future. So let's look at story number 2, Peter and Tatiana. The same story, because Peter picked 10 different profiles. He wanted to go out with different ladies because he was very attracted to those types. And the dates were okay, but there was no chemistry on both sides. So again, he comes to my office, we sit down, we discuss the feedback, and I see he's like completely upset, down, and because nothing works, because he's not in love. So what I did is say, okay, let me do the job, but you picked the photographs. Now I will pick the lady without the photographs. So I started sending him on blind dates, as I call them, because I'm not showing the guy, the lady, but lady knows everything about the guy, and initially she accepts that she's going out with this particular person. So he went out on a couple of days that were so-so, but when he meets Tatiana, that was it. Because I was expecting chemistry, because she had the same values and goals like Peter, and immediately there was that spark that is so important. So when they came to my office holding hands already, he asked, how shall I put in my phone? She says, just write your future wife. And this is exactly what happened in less than a year. As they were in the relationship, at that time, he really wanted to meet not only an attractive lady, but somebody who will let him be the boss, who will let him lead, because that is his nature. He loves it. At that time, Tatiana ran two businesses, so she was the leader herself. Guess what? She was very happy to let him lead, because she was so exhausted by these two businesses, and her nature wasn't the running boss. Her nature was nice and caring, loving wife. And they are starting the relationships, and they are writing to each other. But that was a real tough mission, let's say, because as they are communicating, she's running two businesses, so she's running around, and it takes her sometimes 2 or 3 days to answer his messages. And he's panicking. Peter is like calling me, and I spent hours on counseling, explaining him differences in mentality, explaining how her life is going on, explaining that what is important for her to make this romantic trip that they are planning. That's why she can't answer the phone. So finally he understood. And by the way, I have my coaching sessions. When you are in a relationship with a Slavic woman and you feel something isn't going right, do not panic. You have Marriage by Natalie service. You can subscribe for the personal consultation and you can get your answers. So we spoke to Peter, we organized everything, and finally they went to Paris on this super romantic trip. The trip went well because they have chemistry, because they were looking forward to that trip, because they finally did find the right pattern for their communication with time. Because if you're dating a Slavic woman and she's busy, you need to agree about specific day or specific time of the day when she is available, and you can also be available. Negotiate, discuss, and get this time. Then you're gonna get the right communication. So they went to Paris, and it was cool because they went to cute restaurants that had their own aura. They went to beautiful places, and they have now priceless memories. They were exchanging meaningful gifts. Instead of wasting money, instead of showing off, they created the real love story. So they came back engaged, and they started preparing for the relocation. They started getting ready for the fiancé visa. And Peter really wanted Tatiana to give up one of the businesses because it was tough. He saw it. So he suggested his financial support. She described the rest of the situation that it was going on in her life, and they decided to finish up her property and make it worthy of renting, so it becomes passive income. So he invested in her property too. So he really supported her through the time because he knew that it's his wife, actually. financially. Now, Peter and Tatiana are a solid couple. They are married. Tatiana is in the USA, and her recent message that I received is so touching to me. She writes, Natalie, I feel myself like I live in a 5-star hotel. Everything's there. He's so helpful. He's so attentive. He leads. I enjoy his leadership, and life is good. Thank you very much for finding my husband. The summary of Peter and Tatiana's story is his recipe was financial support, a lot of attention, a lot of communication, and he was also helping her to invest, not only financially supporting, but investing in the property that she started doing. So now let me answer the questions, right? The secret formula. If you want to receive love, you need to give love. You need to find out what she likes, what she loves, what makes her happy, and do it. The more you do it, the stronger you have the bonding. If you want your Slavic girlfriend to become your wife and treat you like a king, you need to know smart answers about very important questions. What is her life like? Does she owe any money to bank? What kind of job obligations she has? Does she care about her parents? Does she help them financially? Does she have any debts with other people? If you are considering this lady your wife possibility, then you need to know the answers. And the sooner you know, the better it is for you, and you will understand the picture, and you will know if you fit into this picture and if you can be there, if you want to be there too. If you want to get the real loving, cool relationship, then you need to remember that everything comes back. So women are mirroring what they are receiving from the guys, and the more you give, the more you will get back. That is your secret formula. Remember these little tips. I hope they can help you build your true love story. And there is no universal formula, by the way. So I can help in understanding better your girlfriend, your current girlfriend. If you are in a relationship now and something is going right and something isn't going right, you can hire my professional relationship coaching session and get your answers. It's always good to have a smart opinion from a professional person. Subscribe to my channel. That's why you will know the new videos. The content in those videos will help you learn more about Slavic culture and a relationship with a lady from another country. So, ring the bell and you will get the announcements. That helps. And watch the videos, follow me on YouTube, and that will make your love story absolutely unique and cool.